Just listen. I'm sorry what I did to Compton.
You are listening to
Fire emergency.
Please don't talk, just listen. I'm sorry I killed that girl.
in New York City. We are here once again. I am David, here with my co-hosts Charles and JR.
Yo.
What's up?
And this is the Grim Fix Podcast. To be honest, it feels great to be back. I mean, we took a 2 week, right? 2 weeks.
Vacation.
2 week vacation. We tried to plan to still record, but where I was at, I had no phone reception. And the internet was mega slow.
Mega garbage.
Man.
So it was, I'm telling you, I was disconnected. I don't know why. It's like I've never had that issue like that in PR. And this time, like, I had no reception.
No, it's
Only
horrible.
people that
Well,
had,
maybe it was because of the rain.
maybe, I don't know, but it was like anybody who had an iPhone could contact me, or if they would hit me up through WhatsApp. Besides that, I had no contact, like no reception. Like if I left the house and moved away, yes, but where I was staying at, no reception. So disconnected. But yeah, I am back.
Third world country shit.
I am back with no tan, as you see. I thought I was gonna come back nice and dark skinned, come back all tanned. No, it did not happen. I got in one beach day and it was only a couple of hours and that's it. But life is good.
Yes, it is.
So yeah. Since I got back, I did watch the series. It's like a mini series. It's 3 episodes of docu-series. Waco. Yo, you guys should watch that.
Waco?
Oh, I have it on my list.
Yeah, man. Like I knew stuff about Waco. You know, what you hear, whatever. But I had no idea, like all the details. Like I didn't know that whole standoff lasted like 51 days.
51 days, yeah.
I didn't know that. It's super interesting.
I have it on my list.
And yeah, that's about it. I haven't really watched much TV, so I've been watching The Office with the deleted scenes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the audio commentaries.
No, with the deleted scenes. So they have what they call, I think it's super fan episodes, I think is they're called. And they have like all the deleted scenes in it, so the episodes are longer. Yeah, and like a person like me that's watched The Office so many times, like I know what's gonna happen. I know most of the lines. Like when you see that, it throws you out. Like, oh shit! Like, oh, this is new. So yeah, what's up with?
I'm just waiting on the new season of Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
Did they?
I seriously thought that was canceled already.
No, it's the new season comes on April 20th.
I know there was a new movie.
But
no, they have a new season.
Drop a new season like
420 it drops on Paramount Plus.
How many seasons?
But I'm saying like Beavis and Butthead came back. They already have a season out.
Yes, on 420 comes out 420. When is it 420? Is it where tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. This is the first season since they come back.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I thought that they already had. They did. Out.
They did a second movie, and then this is a new season.
Did you see the second?
No.
It's not MTV.
I'm really
anymore.
skeptical of watching it.
It's on Paramount.
Because I know, like American Dad, they sold it to I think TBS. They have to cancel it.
Yeah.
And then TBS picked it up, so they're still dropping new episodes.
Well, the new Futurama's coming up. They revived
that one too. Yeah, that one too came out.
Futurama's coming out again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Damn, I haven't watched it. I'm so out of touch.
I haven't seen that for quite a while.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
oldies but classics.
So. Let's see if they don't ruin them.
Yeah, well, I see more that they're ruining it. So
That's the scary part to me when they want to reboot things, and then obviously times are different, so
Yep.
they want to adjust things, and then it's just they adjust it to the point where it's not funny.
Futurama itself didn't make a lot of noise. So.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, if you are watching us for the first time, I want to thank you for being here with us. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, obviously, if you're watching us on YouTube. If this is your first time, I want to invite you. Now is a great time to subscribe to the channel, to share the video, activate that notification bell, and drop us a comment. If you are listening to us on, I was going to say iPod, on
really?
podcast platforms.
What is an iPod?
If you're listening to us on podcast format through your favorite podcast platform, I want to invite you. Now is a great time to subscribe and follow the podcast. Leave us a review. If it gives you the option of dropping a comment, a review, stars, whatever you can do, please do that. And above all, share. If you have an interesting story you want us to read, you want to be one of our topics for one of our shows, we want to invite you to send us your story to thegrimfixpodcast@gmail.com. I also want to make an announcement that officially now our podcast is also being showcased on the Buenos Dias Media TV channel.
All right.
So, yeah, but you can also subscribe to our main channel, which is the Grim Fix Podcast. So, yeah, there you go. So let's start the show. Cue the French fries. I feel like I'm a little rusty. I feel like I haven't done this in a while, so I'm like a little.
Yeah,
I got my mojo back. But today we will.
I don't know if it's my computer, but I see you glitchy really bad.
Who, me?
Who, me?
Yep. Both of these.
Oh,
so I don't know if it's my computer or what.
It's your
it has
computer.
to be you.
Everything clear.
Me too.
So today we will be talking about alien movies that are based on quote unquote true stories. We will be using an article from best.lovetoknow.com. I don't know how reliable this source is, but this is what we're going to read. And this is written by Crystal Schwenke. Schwenke. So this is what we'll be reading. And we have a list of a few movies. I gotta be honest, straight off the bat, when I saw this list, because I was looking at a different list, and it ended up I was looking at the wrong list. That's the one I was reading and I was hyped up about. I was reading the wrong list. So the right list, which is the one we have here, I gotta be honest, I haven't seen any of the movies. So I will be just reading and commenting on what I read because I really can't comment.
We just gotta leave it. We just gotta leave it to the listeners, to they give their opinion. It's up to them if they want to believe or not.
Yeah,
we're just reading.
I'm used to what Hollywood gives me, man. To Independence Day and all that stuff and the bang bang,
like when you talk about aliens and alien movies, again, mind you, we're reading a list of movies that are based on quote unquote true events. If we were going to talk about alien movies, like I was going to be pissed if Signs wasn't here. That's one of my favorite.
Aliens, dude.
Aliens, yeah. But yeah, Signs. I don't know why. I love that movie. Mind you, they only show the alien at the end.
But is it based loosely on a true event or not?
No, I don't think
Signs? So. No, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. If we were just going to talk about alien movies, like Signs would have to be there. Independence Day. To be honest, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched Independence Day from beginning to end.
Really?
Part 1 was good. Part 2,
garbage.
But I remember, it was what, 1996 when that movie came out.
Yeah,
I remember I was in the theater in Parkchester, Bronx, New York, and I think we went to see, maybe it was Twister. It's probably like the end of 95, something like that. 96, 97. I don't know. One of those years. But I remember that they showed the preview, and it was like a year and change before the movie even dropped. And I remember seeing the trailer, and I was like, holy shit, like imagine if this shit really happens. But when that movie dropped, I was actually in PR, and it was ridiculous to get tickets to get in. So
yeah, shit blew up when it came
movie
out.
Was awesome when it came out.
I saw it. I actually saw it in Whitestone. I saw it in Whitestone Theater the same day it came out.
But then I see movies like the ones that I was mentioning, like The Faculty. That was a fun movie.
I'm still trying to remember that movie.
Yeah, it was like in a school, and the people that worked there were like the teachers and whatnot, the faculty basically of the school.
Yeah.
There was like these like alien, like Charles said, like body snatchers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch that again because I said,
then they had to snort a drug
to
see if they were infected with the alien or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it again because I think I saw it because I remember the name, and I do remember it's about it's in a school and whatnot, but I can't recall. I can't recall the details.
Early 2000s. We're boomers.
Yeah. So speaking of alien movies, during my plane ride to Puerto Rico.
Please tell me you recorded out the window a flying saucer. No. That'll be cool to add on.
I watched the movie Nope. Well, I watched half of the movie Nope.
No, exactly. That's what you gotta say. Nope.
Yeah,
and how was it? Nope.
So okay,
you want to see it? Nope.
So let me give credit where credit is due. The beginning was very interesting, but to be honest, I watched the movie and I still don't understand what it has to do with the movie. Let me explain briefly. Opening credits, you hear it's sort of like a live show going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you hear screaming, you hear thumping, and there's a chimpanzee that loses his shit and basically ends up beating the shit out of everybody there, killing them.
Literally beating the shit
out
of
them. So you see the chimpanzee like full of blood, and he's like, like obviously he's an animal, so he looks like confused because he's like bathed in blood, and you see him like wiping himself. And then as the movie goes on, they show you a little more about that. I still don't know what it has to do with the movie.
What, the chimp?
I don't get it. It doesn't have to do shit with it.
Like, to be honest, that's the best scene of the whole movie is that to me.
So, the fist bump was the best scene.
Yeah, but it's like it's actually a story that intro scene, and as they expand on in the movie, is actually a story that would interest me to know what happened and why it happened.
Okay, most likely they put that part. It was because of this guy Stephen Young.
You're using real names. That means nothing to me.
Well, okay, this guy from Walking Dead.
The Asian guy.
Right.
Glenn from Walking Dead.
Glenn, that's the name I was trying to remember. Glenn. He was the little kid under the table.
I know that, but it still maybe it was means nothing to the movie. So I thought
were you talking about the chimp's reaction?
So when they show that, right, during the movie, you meet the Asian character. I forgot his name in the movie. And he's interested, and he has like memorabilia from the show. He was one of the kids in the show.
Right.
He's the only survivor. As the movie goes on, they show you what happens after the chimp kills everybody. It goes towards him and gives him a fist bump, right? And as he's giving him the fist bump, they shoot the chimp, right? The police or whoever the fuck shows up, they kill the chimp. The chimp. Okay, fine. I was thinking maybe it has to do with eye contact because the movie focuses on eye contact. There's a scene with like these horses, and if you make eye contact, the horse kicks somebody. This whole freaking alien that's they never really show. It's a freaking ship. It looks like a ship, but it
looks like a ship, but at the end it turns like into something else.
It was just poorly
But what
done.
you're talking about is like the animals' reaction to everything.
So, but that's my point. So in the movie, the guy discovers that if you don't make eye contact with this flying saucer-looking alien that's hiding behind a cloud
with a big hole,
it won't really attack you, right? So I'm trying to make the connection. Okay, he doesn't make eye contact. They show you the clip of the eye contact with the horse. Maybe that's what happened with the chimp. But while when they show the scene of him and the chimp looks at him. So unless they're trying to say, well, the table mantle was a little over, like his eyes like this.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not really looking into the eyes of the chimp, and the chimp goes like this and reaches over and gives him a pound. Explain it as it may, or explain it how you may want to explain it, it still adds absolutely nothing to the movie because it has nothing to do with it.
Nope.
But that story of the chimp, they should have made the movie about that. I think that story of the chimp,
or at least a connection, at least a true connection towards it.
Well, I haven't seen the movie, but what you're describing with the animals, that's called a close encounter of the second kind, which it has to do with animals. The animals are having an alien encounter, for what you're telling me.
Interesting.
That's why they're, and what you're seeing is, the movie maker's interpretation of what that is.
Okay, yeah, but that scene itself is like in the past.
Yeah, that happened in the past.
In the present day, it has to do with the horses. The horses freak out. They run.
A dumb alien. It looks like a ship. Weird. It comes down and then it sucks everything in.
And everything that it doesn't like, it just
spits it out.
I have to watch the movie, man. You got me curious.
I'm sorry, but the movie is so terrible.
Bro. The worst part was the way they destroy that, so-called ship.
I know. It's like you stretch this whole movie, and then you end
That was the worst part.
With a balloon?
With a big-ass balloon.
The premise of the movie is that they want to document an alien encounter.
That's fine.
And
because
they want to make money off of it. Did you notice who the photographer was? Ooh, you that saw it.
I'm trying. He did look familiar.
Who was the camera? Not the young guy, the old.
No, I know the old guy. The voice itself was familiar, but I can't. I've been trying to break my hand. I didn't see the credits.
He's the bad guy from The Crow, the one with the long hair, the boss.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That voice is freaking. You can't confuse.
That's why I knew that voice somewhere.
Yeah,
but he's so old, yo.
Yeah. So anyway, that was nope. We went on a tangent on it, but yeah, the movie. For those of you watching and listening, if you want to watch it, go ahead. Leave us in the comment. Did you like it? Maybe you like it. I didn't care for it. I had to watch it. I watched half going to PR. I fell asleep. Then I watched the other half coming back, and yeah, not a great experience. So
that's what 2 hours and something lost.
Yeah, at least I was sitting on a plane. I wasn't going anywhere, so at least for the trip going, you
could have watched something else.
It helped me fall asleep, so that was a plus. But yeah, all right. So let's get into this list. Okay, so let's read the introduction here that it says. If aliens are the one thing that can terrify you senseless, you can rest assured knowing that many of the movies about aliens based on true stories are actually only very loosely based on real life. Not knowing the backstory before you watch an alien movie can add to the creepy element of the film. But many people like to know just how much of the movie is actually true, either before or after they watch it. So the first one is The Fourth Kind. Again, I have not watched it. I think Charles...
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
When it came out.
So, what year does this come out? It doesn't say what year. Okay.
2009, I think.
Mm-hmm. So it says this is the so the way they wrote the article is they put the title of the movie and then they put the movie story and then they
synopsis.
Yes, and then they put the quote unquote true story that inspired the movie story. Okay. So with the movie story, it says this 2009 thriller features Mila Jovovich, Charlotte Milchard, and Will Patton. It's set in Alaska, where a number of mysterious abductions occurred since the 1960s. A psychologist begins taping video sessions with some of her patients and discovers chilling evidence that supports the theory that alien abductions do occur. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's the movie story. The real story, the true story, says the fourth kind is loosely based on a series of disappearances in Nome, Alaska. The FBI believes the disappearances were a result of combining excessive alcohol and the harsh winter climates. And family members suspect a serial killer was involved. According to Anchorage Daily News, though the movie is supposedly based on a psychologist's archival footage, the same article reports that no one has heard of the psychologist that did the research.
I have another article about that movie.
You have another article on that movie?
Yes. Because I remember what got me to watch the movie is the intro, because she sits down, she goes like, well, what we're about to see, it's real, and it has like deeply disturbing images and blah, blah. So I was like, let me see if this movie was real or not. And then they start explaining the whole based on a true story thing, that movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they tell you that, yeah, this is based or inspired by true stories, and it makes people get engaged with the movie and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But what was interesting about the article is the title of the fourth kind comes from a system of class. Oh, is the fourth kind actually based on a true story? This is from creepycatalog.com, and Chrissy Stockton is the writer. It says, they say the title of the fourth kind comes from a system of classifying encounters with extraterrestrial life made by astronomer, professor, and ufologist J. Allen Hynek, who was a scientific advisor to the U.S. Air Force's UFO studies, such as Project Sign, Project Grudge, and Project Blue Book from 1947 to 1969. A few decades into his career, Dr. Hynek began to publicly disagree with his military colleagues about the nature of UFOs. After finishing his work with the Air Force, he went on to create Center for UFO Studies, or CUFOS, and urging the United Nations to create a centralized authority on UFOs. He also believed there was sufficient evidence to support belief in extraterrestrial intelligence, or ETI, and extra-dimensional intelligence, EDI. In his book, The UFO Experience, A Scientific Inquiry, published in 1972, Hynek classified encounters with UFOs on the following scale. And this is when it becomes interesting, because I didn't even know there was a scale about this.
Yeah, me
And
either.
It starts with nocturnal lights, simply seen unidentified lights in the night sky. And then it goes to daylight discs, seeing a UFO in the daylight. Then it goes to radar visual, a UFO that appears on radar. Then it comes to close encounters of the first kind, which is seeing a UFO within 500 feet. Close encounters of the second kind means seeing a UFO and experiencing some kind of physical effect, such as a vehicle malfunctioning, observing animals reacting, feeling heat from the object, etc., which got me thinking about the whole chimp thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes to close encounters of the third kind, a UFO sighting in which some kind of alien life is also witnessed. Close encounters of the fourth kind means a UFO sighting in which a person is abducted. And then the fifth kind means direct contact is made between aliens and humans. It even says that Dr. Hynek later served as a consultant to Steven Spielberg in the production of the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind in 1977. So yeah, and then they start explaining if the movie was real or not. But yeah, the most interesting part was this.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a whole like a spectrum of kinds of encounters. Holy shit! See, the more
I was always wondering when I heard about that movie.
Let's look for
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I was like, what?
Yeah, why was it the third kind? Exactly.
So yeah, there's a movie also called The Third Kind, right? It's not that on this list, but
really,
wasn't it in the other whatchamacallit, in the other article I was reading? I think it was one called The Third Kind.
Yeah, Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
Yeah,
that was our 1980 movie.
So yeah, that's really interesting though. The whole categories of like the spectrum of
so maybe that puts more into perspective the whole chimp thing of the movie.
Yeah, I guess. I still don't understand, like, unless there was which they don't show, unless there was maybe was there a sighting, was there something nearby?
It's up to you what you want to believe.
Yeah,
it's probably something the simplest thing, and from there they just build up.
I gotta say,
like everything.
Yeah, but then they overbuild it
and overhyped it.
Yes.
And aliens.
Yeah, aliens. I would love to see one.
Get away from you, bitch.
It's like I was wondering. No, I was literally checking out. Just skimming through, trying to find out how many like types of aliens are there, and there's quite a few. And there's the gray one. Then there's one that's called. See what's the name? It's just weird. It looks like a Pokemon.
I always loved ET, man.
Hopkinsville Goblin. That looks like a freaking Pokemon. Then there's the stereotype little green man. And this one just bugged me out. It's a Nordic alien.
Well, it looks like Roger from American Dad.
Ooh. No. Actually, no. What they described is that it's supposed to be from 6 to 7 feet tall, has blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin. You know who that made me think of? This guy, Dolph Lundgren.
Who?
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, he's tall. He's blonde. I don't know if he has blue eyes, but no, he's one of those from Ireland, I think it is. No, not Ireland.
I always know him as Russian. He's probably not really Russian, but
not Russian. He's
Rocky. He is
Poland.
And who did you say, Elvi Crepo?
Elvi.
Who did you say?
Elvi.
Yeah,
you said
Elvi. You were saying
because
Elvi.
All right, so the next one on the list is Fire in the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Should I read it, or does somebody else want to read it?
Either way.
All right. Let's just get to it then. All right. Could alien abduction be a possibility outside of Hollywood? ? This movie, a Hollywood version of Travis Walton's story, suggests it might. The movie story. Fire in the Sky was released in 1993 and stars D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick, and Craig Sheffer. It covers the 1975 abduction of Travis Walton in Snowflake, Arizona. A group of friends and coworkers claim their friend was abducted while they were on their way home after working to clear an area of the woods. No one believes them, and instead, the friends are blamed for murder. When the missing man returns, he can't remember what has happened, but the memories slowly leak into his consciousness.
Yeah.
The True Story. Robin, you saw that movie, right?
Yeah, I saw it, and a couple. Well, now I saw it the day before yesterday,
Is it good?
and it's interesting, but not like let's go rush and watch it.
Okay.
You know, it's just like what caught my attention is what supposedly it had been done to him. You know,
they don't show the probing.
Well, they do show some stuff, but they don't show everything. You know, they don't do no anal probing.
I like to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. I like to sing.
And they actually show, the way they usually look with the almond eyes, the big eyes, black eyes. Yeah. It's an exoskeleton. What they look under is they got smaller eyes. I can't say it has more human features, but it doesn't look like the normal alien that you'd be seeing.
Yeah, I think that's a movie I would watch, though. Sounds pretty interesting.
So it's more based on trying to prove the innocence of the guys of his friends. And trying to, when he gets back, they're trying to prove that he was abducted. Then they're not trying to make a mockery of things that they want to be on the spotlight. It's basically mostly focused on that.
Okay. Didn't they do, by reading this, isn't that what they did on American Horror Stories, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Yeah. The best season of American Horror Stories, season 2, Asylum.
Oh, season 2, no. No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about last year's season when they did half of those vampire type creatures.
Oh my God, that was so horrible.
Jesus, no.
But then the second half was the aliens, and if you remember, it was like a group of friends.
That was
and horrible. They're driving home, and all of a sudden something happens, and they can't remember, and apparently they were all abducted, and then they put a whole bunch.
I thought that you were talking about Asylum.
No,
that whole season was about aliens.
Yeah, but they didn't show basically nothing about aliens.
I gotta rewatch that season then.
Aliens and the devil and whatever. Remember that the aliens took his wife, and then they think he's bloody face.
Right. But they still didn't focus. It's like they didn't focus on that area itself.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it reminded me.
I still like it. Don't get me wrong, but
the true story that inspired Fire in the Sky is the movie is actually based on a book called Fire in the Sky, The Walton Experience, by the man who was supposedly abducted. It's a first-hand account of what happened on November 5th, 1975, and describes what happened after he woke up on the spaceship. The stories of Walton and his friends passed polygraph tests, but journalist Philip J. Klass attempted to debunk the story in his own book, UFOs, The Public Deceived.
Right. Yeah, they had to do the polygraph test twice, and the second time they passed it.
Yeah, it's like, how do you, think about it. Like, you go through an experience like that where this person is missing, and now they're trying to accuse you of murder, and you got to try to prove. And granted, the guy appears later on. It was like, how do you prove, like, hey, I was probed.
It was anally probed.
They touched my coolie up there. It's like, how
no, but the way they wrap them up, man, that's scary itself. I
gotta watch that movie. I think that's a movie I want to watch this weekend.
It's like when they put him on the table, they put like this cloth over him and they suck out all the air. And they put one over his face, and you can see as it, the air sucked out, the shape of his face. Sealed. Right, vacuum sealed. And what they do is they cut a little slit over the right eye, and since he's screaming, they cut a slit where his mouth is at. But then they don't show, they show some things, and you have an idea of what they're doing to them. Yeah. But they don't show exactly what he's being done to.
All right. Next one on the list is Apollo 18.
18.
Okay.
Wasn't that the Tom Hanks movie?
I really don't know. I don't remember watching.
I think that's a Tom Hanks movie.
Let's see. I don't know. I
don't remember watching
it. What is it? Apollo 18?
Yeah.
Apollo 18. Movie.
Was he up there with a ball with Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson. This is from 2011. Stars, no, it's with Ryan Robbins, Warren Christie, and Lloyd Owen.
But he did do one, right?
I think,
he did one, yeah. But
it was one of the Apollo movies.
Let's see. Apollo movie with Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
Movie with Tom Hanks. Oh, it was Apollo 13.
Oh.
That one is from 1995.
One of the Apollo.
Okay, so Apollo 18.
Okay.
You only remember Apollo 18 from the movies and not from an actual space mission. There's a reason why. NASA explains the mission wasn't technically canceled, but renumbered to fit with the existing NASA strategy. I guess that's the movie description. Oh, no. That's the introduction. No. The movie story, the tagline of this movie, 2012 movie, is, quote, discover the reason we never went back, end quote. It covers a secret 1970s mission, Apollo 18, that followed the quote-unquote last manned mission to the moon. NASA supposedly canceled the mission, but it went ahead, funded by the U.S. Department of Defense. The movie presents recently discovered footage from the mission, and it shows proof of alien life. The true story, this movie is based on the theory that the Apollo 18 mission was not actually canceled at all. The footage is supposed to be from the actual mission discovered by Russian documentary filmmaker Timur Bekmambetov. I never really heard about this story or anything, so I really
Me either.
I don't.
I thought it was a Tom Hanks.
I know, right?
You still focused on that.
Okay. So
this one I never heard.
I need to write
K-Pax. I think that's the one with this guy, the raper.
I don't remember that movie.
What's it?
The raper, Kevin Spacey.
The alleged, yeah. See, how do you know I was talking about him?
Because it says right there the movie story. It stars Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, with the
I remember
let me fix
from
that.
House of Cards.
The alleged raper. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm talking about the alleged.
Is he still in court for that, or
I don't know. I stopped following that story. I know that I think one of the people that was accusing him, I think that story fell apart. Let me fix it. I don't want to call a man a raper if he's not a raper. So the accused raper or rapist or
I think it's rapist.
Rapist. The alleged butt toucher. I mean, I know he was alleged of a touching a guy's butt and doing sexy things to it. Like a young guy. I don't know. The allegedly. Let me fix that, and I'm gonna say it again and again. Allegedly.
We don't want no lawsuits.
Yeah. The alleged butt toucher raper. Okay.
Man, we're gonna get summoned by lawyers tomorrow. I know it. Somebody's gonna be knocking at my door tomorrow.
No, I don't
coming
know.
On behalf
that's
of Kevin
what they
Spacey.
accuse them of. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. This is what he was accused of something like that. Touching inappropriate.
You open up your door, you're gonna see someone dressed up in black and holding a gun, just waiting. Yo, I come on behalf of Kevin Spacey.
I don't know, man. So this 2001 movie stars Kevin Spacey, Jeff Bridges, and Mary McCormack. and covers the story of a mental patient named Prat, who claims to be from another planet, K-Pax. Therapy and other treatments don't seem to make any difference, and the psychologist races to discover the truth about Prat before he returns to his home. To his home planet, as he claims he will be doing so. Because of Prat's knowledge, demeanor, and the ineffectiveness of treatment, experts in the field find themselves opening their minds to the possibility that Prat really is who he says he is. The true story. This movie isn't one of the alien films based on a true story, but it is sometimes mistaken for one. The film is, however, based on a book of the same name by Gene Brewer. The book is presented as if it's a psychologist's case study of a man suffering from split personality disorder. The patient is Robert, a man whose wife and child were killed, and Prat is his other personality, an alien from K-Pax.
So yeah, the story can be kind of true with the split personality.
Yes.
Yeah, but why would people think that it's a true story? Because it says it's mistaken for one. What made people believe
the movie, the way they made the movie, it's sort
believable?
of like it says, it's presented as if it's a psychologist's case study.
That's why it makes it believable.
So I guess that's what they're basing it on. I don't know, I've never seen the movie. I never cared to watch it, but it sounds interesting when it comes to like split personality and things like that. I find that so interesting. What was that movie with this guy?
Split.
That movie was great, man.
I love that movie. I like all of them. They were all
You
good.
like it, Charles?
Yes.
You know which one I haven't seen Glass yet.
The movie, the first movie was Unbreakable, right?
Yeah, Unbreakable.
Unbreakable with
Split and Glass.
Yeah, correct. I haven't seen Glass. Like I think I started watching. I got distracted. I never. Unbreakable.
They actually left it. They actually leave Glass where they can continue it.
But isn't that movie like based like on a comic or some shit?
Yeah, well, it's sort of not exactly a comic, but you know, they say that some people believe that some are born with true powers.
Yeah.
You know who's Glass, right? You know who plays Glass?
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
Right. So since he's like that weak boned guy that, you know, if he falls down the steps, he has like 20,000 breakages. So that's why he calls himself Glass. Well, then they're split. Where he talks about the different personalities, you know, and when he becomes the Beast.
Yeah, I think that movie is so great, man. I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. When I first saw it, I didn't know it had to do with Unbreakable. I didn't care for Unbreakable that much. But
so you saw the movie as a whole.
So yeah, when I saw Split, I just saw Split as a movie, and I found it so freaking good, man. And then after I watched it, I started reading up on it, and that's when I saw that, oh look, it's connected to this. And then like a year later, Glass came out, and I never watched it. But yeah, very interesting movie. The whole split personality thing.
Yeah,
it makes you think, man. How
does that work?
Like, I believe to a certain point. I don't believe the whole beast part, obviously, but
no,
I feel like a lot. No, but what I mean is, I believe that the mind is so much more powerful than people believe.
Yeah.
And the fact that and when you take like when you study personal development and all, things like that, they teach you like, where you put your mind is where your life eventually shifts towards that, right? So if you're constantly thinking of poverty, you're always going to be poor. If you're thinking of wealth and you focus on wealth and you focus on getting that wealth, your life will shift to that. So it's like the power of prayer. When we talk about, faith, when, if you're sick and you believe that you're healed, like a miracle can happen. I don't know. There's something to that.
Body reacts to it.
Exactly. Like in Split, I think one of his personalities is diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
and they inject themselves with insulin.
The system changes.
Yeah, and if a person that's
personality,
not diabetic takes that insulin, they would have died.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys remember the movie Identity?
No, but his acting was freaking awesome.
Nah, man, Xavier's the shit. What's his name? Something McAvoy, something like that.
Yeah,
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. I know him as Professor X.
Right.
No, but his acting there was freaking awesome. You know, the way he could change his personality, like up close in front of the screen, it's just freaking great.
No, man, it was a great movie. Brilliant acting on his part. Like, yeah. All right.
You know, compared to Wanted, well, then there we go.
Wanted. Oh, that's the one with Angelina Jolie. I like that movie. Yeah. You didn't like it?
No, I liked it. I'm not saying it, but it's not one of his good, you know.
I liked it.
He was starting to break out.
Oh, the movie was good. Like I said, I've seen better acting.
Shit, but it was a good watch.
I've seen better acting from him. So,
yeah, I guess. Good movie though.
Yeah, no, the movie's good. Don't get me wrong. And like you said, full of shit because that bending the bullet. No.
Yeah, that movie. Oof.
They even did it on MythBusters, and they freaking debunked it quickly.
But I enjoy movies like if you're giving me a movie that's just BS, I don't mind because I'm expecting it to be BS.
Like
but they made me believe that it was possible.
Yeah,
that's what made it good.
Like True Lies, exactly. Like, you know, these are movies that you know is like, all right. Like what is it? Fast and the Furious. That they have these, oh my god, these ridiculous stunts. But you know this is a movie that's BS. So and I hate it when people start to overthink this, like, oh, that's impossible. Bro, that's a movie. Like, relax.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie made for entertainment purposes, so there is BS. Like, come on.
People want to see impossible things on screen. That's why you go and watch
basically,
John
that's
Wick.
the only way you're gonna be able to see it.
Dude, John Wick is made of rubber, and that's what people want to see.
I gotta watch the last one.
I saw that last one. Oh my god! Well, I don't know who saw it. They finally kill him off. That's it.
I don't think he's dead, man. I think he's faking it.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I hope they leave it at that.
But that dude is made of rubber.
That's the
I just feel like it's a movie that, like, part one, I watched it like years after it came out. Like, I watched it. I think when I watched John Wick part one, I think is when part 3 was being announced that was coming out. So I decided to watch it. Part 1, I was like, this guy's really pissed off about his dog. But I watched it. I was like, all right, it's a watchable movie. And then part 2 comes out. I was like,
he's still pissed off.
Fucking guy's this is still over the dog. That's when I was like, all right, we gotta change this. Let's do something. I mean,
the shit is they go to part 4. He's still pissed off.
It's still entertaining though, but it's like, come on, man.
The action is awesome, yo. The action scenes are awesome.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Because I know that in real life, if it was me, I would be like stumbling like Peter Griffin. I'd be like, yeah, like Peter Griffin, man. Like, nah.
But, yeah, I mean, they're watchable movies, you know. But 4 parts is a little much, though.
No, especially over
but they
dog.
ended it. It's not about the dog anymore,
but people like it, you know.
They
it's
still
like,
mention it, man.
It's become like, I guess, like a cult classic, right? Because people just go to watch it just because it's John Wick. That's it. Doesn't matter. The last one sucked. I'll go watch it anyway. Who cares?
It's Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves makes the character likable.
I like him, man. To be honest, I don't know why.
I like him since Wayne's World.
I like him. I'm talking about not personally because I don't know him, but there's something about him, like as a person.
It's a humble person
that I like. I don't know if it probably is that.
This humble person.
There's something about him, and it's like, you know, this fucking guy looks like a good guy. Like,
yeah, but dude, go and take a shot every time at the movie. He goes, yeah. Take a shot.
Make it a drinking game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's see. Oh, the last one here, right? The last one.
Yeah.
Which one? Blurry Lines?
To be honest, I've never even heard of this.
It don't even have anything.
No,
there.
I don't think anything. It's a movie. I think it's the conclusion of the article.
Okay, so maybe this is okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right. All right, so the conclusion says blurring the lines. Part of the appeal of some alien movies. Oh, I moved my camera. Part of the appeal of some alien movies is not knowing just how true the stories are that they're based on. Even reading the background for the inspiration can tell you for sure how true an alien movie based on a true story is. The lack of concrete knowledge can make a thriller about extraterrestrials so much creepier than your average scary movie.
Yeah, and that's what makes science so good, because you never see the aliens.
I don't know if I agree with that 100%. What?
Hangar 10 is basically the same thing.
Which one?
Hangar 10. It's almost the same thing. They don't show anything until basically the last moment.
Nah, I like movies that show, like, I don't know about, see, let me see if I can explain this well. I am very drawn to alien movies. I don't consider them horror movies.
No, they're not. Unless they're...
Though, to be honest, where we're at right now in the world, if we were to consider alien movies monster movies, I think they're the closest ones to becoming reality. Right?
Yep.
But I don't consider them, like, I don't know, I'm drawn to them by an interest, I guess, point of view, like War of Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
That movie I enjoy, and it was scary in the sense of, holy shit, imagine this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I still don't consider it a horror film. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
I think it's a sci-fi movie.
You know, like Signs. Signs, I like it for a whole different reason. Yeah. I really enjoyed, and I think I identified with a lot of what the movie teaches. I mean, in my point of view, right? So since I saw that movie, what, maybe 2002 when it first came out. I think it was 2002, maybe 2003-ish.
Yeah,
probably 2002. And when that movie came out, the first thing I was drawn to was that, like, the whole message, the whole faith message. I found it so interesting the way M. Night Shyamalan was able to fit that into the script. Super interesting. And there is a movie that, even though they don't show the aliens to basically the end, the movie itself, I found it super interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's the afraid of the unknown. We don't have to see. I personally, in my experience, I don't have to see the monster for me to go, "Oh my god, like, this is a good movie." Like, but then again, you go and watch movies like, what was this movie that Rachel, whatever, what's his name? What was the name of the actress that does Superman's wife? Amy, it's a white
Which Superman?
Exactly, there's so many.
One of the last ones, yeah. She did a movie about the aliens that come to Earth, and then they think that the aliens come to invade the Earth, but then they want to learn about the Earth, and then they end up like destroying the aliens because they believe that they are like a threat, but when in actual fact, like, they weren't. What was the name, man? Like, it was so good. because then they take her to try to learn the language of the aliens and whatever, and then she's trying to tell the government, hey, like the aliens that aren't here to harm us and whatever, but then since they're so afraid of the unknown, they end up killing them. Never mind. It's gonna.
You caught me on that one.
Trying to look.
My point is that not all movies they have to be like the bad guys or whatever. Like they're really good movies that aliens, like E.T. for example.
Yeah,
E.T. wasn't bad, but
Well,
it's a really good
that's
alien
the problem.
movie.
You really don't know how they really are.
Exactly, and then humans are afraid of the unknown.
But yeah,
humans always.
I still wouldn't be one of those a-holes on a rooftop with a sign. Take me with you.
Take me with you.
Yeah,
man, I'm cranked about that movie.
What movie? But it's like I'm looking here at Man of Steel, right? That's
right. What's the name of the chick that does Lois Lane?
I don't.
Is it wait up? Is which? Well, which Superman is it? Is it Henry Cavill or
Henry Cavill? Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Okay, so go and search Amy Adams alien movie. What's it called? Contact? No. Is it?
Amy Adams.
There is one called Contact, but
yeah,
it's old.
Let's see. Alien movie. Arrival.
That one.
Oh, I remember this movie. Yeah, this was actually a good movie. That they're studying like the language, the way they communicate.
Yes, I saw that at the movie theater. It was a really good movie.
I do remember this movie.
Yes,
I don't remember the whole thing, but I remember it was really good because they have like, I remember that they have like two of them like behind like this screen.
Yes.
And they're just watching the patterns of how they communicate.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
It's a good movie. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, this is.
I don't remember it.
With this really guy, also with the guy that does what is it? Arrow.
Who?
Arrow, is it? Jeremy Renner.
Oh,
he does Hawkeye.
Is it Hawkeye? Yeah, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't remember.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner and Forrest Whitaker.
He's a sucky actor.
He's all right.
But it was a good movie.
I gotta watch.
Well, my point is that
But that's why I think we're just afraid of the storyline. Certain storylines you don't need to see. Who goes running. Yeah, you don't need to really see that.
Yeah, like that one, for example, like Arrival.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, some movies it's just when you do a monster movie, I think that's where the issue lies. When you do a movie, see, when you watch this movie, you're watching it because of interest. When you show me a monster movie, that's where I have an issue. You show me a monster movie, and then you show me the trailer.
Just jump scares.
Yeah, and you see all this, shoot. And then when you watch the movie, it's just only at the end. That's where I get pissed off. Anyways, so this has been the list of alien movies based on quote unquote, and I'm adding the quote unquote because it doesn't say that in the article, but I'm adding that it's a quote unquote true stories. So we want to know what you guys think. Please drop us a comment on the comments below if you're watching us on YouTube. Or if you are watching us, if you're listening to us on your podcast platform, if it gives you the option of dropping a comment, please do so. Or you can just comment and go to Facebook, Instagram, and that's it. Oh, and TikTok, which we haven't really uploaded much, but you can go, on Facebook, you can search for the Grimfix Podcast, and you can send us a message or just comment on the page. We will be reading those. And again, I just want to remind you, if you want to be one of our topics of the show, send us your interesting, quote unquote, true story to the GrimFixPodcast at gmail.com.
I want to know if you were probed.
Yeah, were you
the details?
You got a satellite dish coming out of your ass.
We need to do another list, like the best alien Hollywood movies.
Yes, I agree. That's a good one. Yes.
The best alien movies.
But yeah.
Signs.
Tell me we were probes.
Let me save you the time. Signs. Best one.
I gotta rewatch that one.
Signs? Yeah, I've seen that movie so many times. It's so good.
I gotta sit down and watch it again.
It's
been a while.
You know what movie I want to rewatch? And I feel like a lot of people said it sucked. And when I saw it, I actually enjoyed it because I looked at it from let's say a critical thinking standpoint. I didn't watch it as a monster movie. I watched it as a interest and seeing it through a critical thinking standpoint. The movie Village. You guys remember that movie?
Sounds familiar.
I think I saw it, but then again, I don't remember what I watched last week.
So a lot of people say that movie is trash. I remember when it came out, people hated it.
I know that they were mocking it on Scary Movie 4. That I know of.
So I watched it, and
this is not the one where they have this little a little town like in the middle of the woods, but yet they're surrounded by modern life. They live like an old-fashioned life.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a village.
Right.
And they have okay, here it is, the storyline. It says here, M. Night Shyamalan's The Village revolves around a desolate town in Pennsylvania. The residents of this town live by strict rules. They are not to leave the village or the monsters beyond their boundaries will surely attack them. Lucius and Ivy have an attraction, a strong one. But when Noah, a man with an intellectual disability and who also has feelings for Ivy, finds out that the two are in love, Noah attacks Lucius. He will die if brave Ivy, who is blind, does not breach the borders and find help to save Lucius. Okay. That doesn't really explain much, but
nope.
So it's about it's a desolate town, a village in Pennsylvania, and they live exactly like the old times, and people are not allowed to leave the boundaries that they have.
Because the monsters will eat them.
Because the monsters will eat them. And then you find out, I mean, I don't want to ruin it, but the movie's old, but then you find out that it was actually the people of the town dressing as monsters just to keep people within the boundaries.
Right.
It's like it's basically conditioning.
That reminds me like of the Amish. You know, they kind of live like secluded.
Yeah. But that's why I found it I found it interesting, the movie. I don't know. If you're going to watch it as a monster movie, you're going to find that it's trash.
And people hated it because there were no monsters in it.
Yeah, because, this is stupid. There's no real monsters. That's not the point of the movie.
Exactly.
But many people, because that's what they did in the trailer. They make it seem like it's a monster movie. Yeah.
They sold it as a monster movie. All right.
So that's why when people saw it, I didn't watch it with that intent. So I actually enjoyed the movie. But I want to see it again. Maybe I'll hate it this time around. I don't know. Because it's true. Sometimes you watch this movie, you remember they're so great. And then you watch it, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I forgot what it was. My wife was like, damn, I wish I had this to eat. It was years. I don't know if it was while we were in PR. She was like, it's been years I don't eat this. So when she eats, I was like, is it as great as you remember? She goes, nope. She sucks. So yeah. Anyway, so this has been the Grim Fix Podcast. Thank you again for staying with us till now. Again, I ask you to please share with your friends and family so that they can also enjoy the grim content that we bring you week after week. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Subscribe to the podcast. Find us on social media. Add us. Yeah, man. Let's keep doing it.
And I got some micro burritos.
So until next week, this is the Grim Fix Podcast. Please be safe. Peace. That microwave burritos.
Hell yeah.
Damn, I haven't eaten one of those.
Chimichangas, dude.
Chimichangas are the shit, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, love chimichangas.
Full of beans to make you fart big time.